and I study the impact of participating in policy debate on students' academic achievement outcomes. And bottom line, what we find is that students who participate in policy debate in either middle, high school, or both middle and high school experience these really meaningful, positive benefits in terms of their English language arts achievement as measured by statewide standardized exams, and also are more likely to graduate from high school and go on to attend college. Now, you might be asking yourself, are these policy debate programs concentrated in the already kind of more advantaged educational settings? And historically, that has been the case, but the context that we are studying in this paper is the Boston Public Schools, which partners with an organization called the Boston Debate League. And the BDL is one organization that's part of a broader nationwide network of debate leagues with the goal of really expanding access to traditional public school students and trying to kind of expand the opportunities for students who historically might not have had the opportunity to participate in these kind of activities to get that chance. So the majority of students in our sample are low-income students, are students of color, or both. And so I think for those reasons, our findings have some important potential equity implications. One thing that excites me about this research is that we were able to look at some of the sub-skills, the impacts of these programs on student sub-skills as opposed to just overall English language arts achievement. And what we found was some evidence that debate really seems to be impacting English language arts achievement through its effect on students' critical thinking skills, their analytical thinking skills, their ability to analyze an argument, support an argument with reasoning and evidence, those kinds of things, more so than kind of more rote skills like the ability to kind of memorize conventions of language and apply those conventions appropriately. One exciting aspect of this study is that it provides an example of a rare program that's able to improve student literacy outcomes once students are already in middle or high school. So as a field, I think we have a limited number of examples of programs that really have the ability to impact English language arts achievement once students have reached secondary school. And so I think this is an exciting example of a program that has the potential to do that and also provides a proof point that middle and high school is, it's not too late to support students' literacy development in those later grades. One thing we do in the paper is a kind of back of the envelope cost benefit kind of calculation. And what we find is that these programs are actually relatively cost effective when compared to other sort of high profile interventions that are getting a lot of play at the moment in policy circles. There were two things that surprised me in conducting this research. One was, I suspected that the impacts we might find could be concentrated among the students who were particularly gung-ho to participate in these debate activities, so much so that they were participating at a very intensive level. But what we found was that the average student in our sample who's participating is doing so for less than a year and a half of their high school career, and they're only attending kind of a small number of tournaments in each year. And so it doesn't seem like you need a particularly high dosage of this intervention in order to generate some meaningful benefits. You might expect that it's really the already high achieving students that benefit the most from these programs. And we actually find the opposite was true. We find gains across the sort of performance distribution. So all of the students in kind of all quartiles of baseline performance experienced gains on average, but the largest gains were among the lowest performing students. So that's encouraging from the perspective of educators and parents who are trying to provide support for students who might need extra support in their literacy development in secondary school.